Telangana Cybersecurity Bureau presents Fraud Ka Full Stop, a series that features true cybercrime stories from Telangana. The stories shared in this podcast are based on real incidents. Names and identifying details have been changed to protect the privacy of those involved. The dramatization of the case that you are about to see has been created using AI. Any resemblance to any person, living or deceased, is purely coincidental and unintentional.
अर्जुन 46 साल का था। हैदराबाद में रहता था और अपनी जिंदगी को दोबारा संभालने की कोशिश कर रहा था। कुछ साल पहले उसका डिवोर्स हुआ था और उसके बाद उसने अपने पिताजी को खो दिया। इमोशनल स्ट्रेस इतना ज्यादा था कि उससे डिप्रेशन के लिए इलाज लेना पड़ा। धीरे धीरे वक्त और थेरेपी के साथ वो संभल रहा था। नई उम्मीद के साथ उसने एक मैट्रिमोनियल वेबसाइट पर प्रोफाइल बनाई। वो तैयार था किसी साथी को फिर से मौका देने के लिए। फिर एक दिन फेसबुक पर एक फ्रेंड रिक्वेस्ट आई। राधा नाम की एक लड़की ने कहा कि उसने अर्जुन का मैट्रिमोनियल प्रोफाइल देखा था और वो उससे जानना चाहती थी। उसका प्रोफाइल जेन्युइन लग रहा था। बातचीत शुरू हुई और जल्दी ही रोज बातें होने लगी। अर्जुन ने अपनी पास्ट लाइफ के बारे में सब कुछ ऑनेस्टली शेयर किया, अपना डिवोर्स, अपनी मेंटल हेल्थ स्ट्रगल्स। राधा ने उसे दिलासा दिया कि अर्जुन का पास्ट उसके लिए मैटर नहीं करता। राधा ने बताया कि वो एरोनॉटिकल इंजीनियरिंग पढ़ रही है और कोर्स खत्म होते ही शादी करना चाहती है। कुछ दिनों बाद राधा ने कहा कि उसे अपने फाइनल ईयर कॉलेज फीस देने में दिक्कत हो रही है। फ्यूचर पर भरोसा करते हुए अर्जुन ने पैसे ट्रांसफर कर दिए। इसके बाद राधा को मेडिकल इमरजेंसी के लिए अर्जेंटली पैसों की जरूरत थी। फिर पैंडेमिक के दौरान कोविड ट्रीटमेंट के लिए पैसों की जरूरत थी। फिर उसकी माँ की आईसीयू इमरजेंसी। हर बार सिचुएशन अर्जेंट थी। हर बार राधा पैसे जल्दी वापस करने का प्रॉमिस करती थी और हर बार अर्जुन बात मान लेता था। अर्जुन ने कुल मिला के 45 लाख रुपए ट्रांसफर कर दिए। अर्जुन ने राधा से मिलने की बहुत कोशिश की, लेकिन हर बार कोई ना कोई बहाना आ जाता। लॉकडाउन, सेफ्टी कंसर्न्स, कंजर्वेटिव फैमिली। धीरे धीरे अर्जुन को शक होने लगा। जब अर्जुन ने सीधा पूछा कि क्या वो सच में शादी करेगी या पैसे वापस देगी, राधा ने कहा कि उसकी फैमिली प्रॉपर्टी बेच रही है और जल्दी सब सेटल हो जाएगा। लेकिन कुछ भी वापस नहीं आया। कॉल्स कम हो गए, मैसेजेस आना बंद हो गए और उस खामोशी में अर्जुन को समझ आया कि जिस रिश्ते पर उसने इतना भरोसा किया था, शायद वो कभी सच ही नहीं था। He lost 45 lakh rupees to someone he had never met. और जब तक उसे समझ आया कि क्या हुआ है, वो पैसों के साथ और बहुत कुछ हो चुका था। मैट्रिमोनियल फ्रॉड अक्सर धमकी से नहीं बल्कि प्यार से चलते हैं। ये भरोसे से शुरू होता है, सिंपैथी से बढ़ता है और खामोशी पर खत्म होता है। इसके बाद क्या हुआ, आइए सुनते हैं इस केस के इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग ऑफिसर की जुबानी।
It was more than 2 years. It all started in February 2020 when the interaction between the victim and the fraudster started, and it ended after the issue was reported to us in April 2022. Like in any other case, first thing which we do is we go for freezing of the bank account so that there can be other victims who deposit money to such accounts, and then we go for the call details of the phone numbers involved, which can be the calling number or the registered mobile number with the bank. Even in this case, we went for such details, and we preliminarily had an idea of from where the calls emanated. Over these 2 years, there were 24 transactions to one account, which the details of which were shared with the victim. The account holder or the person who was interacting with the victim was very clever, and there were no other transactions. Exclusively, this account was opened for receiving funds in this case. And even to the extent that there were complete ATM, all the transactions were ATM withdrawals, and he was using another person for doing it. So it was what we did was we identified several ATMs from where there were withdrawal. There were 3 ATMs in all, and the person, there was a pattern. He was either withdrawing in the evenings or in the mornings, that too below around 9 a.m. So as per this pattern, we inquired locally, and there was one person, there was an auto rickshaw driver who identified the person who was withdrawing, and with his help we could somehow laid the trap, and when he was found in that area, we had some information, and based on that, this auto rickshaw driver followed him, and finally we could identify the person where he was, the area where he was residing, the house, and such other details, and finally we could crack it. Yes, it was possible because the same person who was using the Facebook profile, the matrimony profile, and operating the bank account, all of them was the same person. And once we had access to his phone, there was even the voice changing application. And though he was a male person, he was using this voice changing application to pretend like a woman. And the victim in this case was around 46 years old and recently divorced before this incident or the interaction happened, and he was depressed, and he was not clever enough to identify that something was going wrong.
Hello and welcome to Fraud Ka Full Stop. This is a series that features true cyber crimes from Telangana. अभी जो आपने किस्सा देखा, जो आपने सुना, आई एम कमिंग टू द रियलाइजेशन कि आज के डिजिटल वर्ल्ड में लव माइट बी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड बट इट कैन वेरी वेल बी वेपनाइज्ड. थोड़ा सा ना संयम एंड थोड़ा सा डिलिजेंस बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. आई एम गोइंग टू आस्क अ फ्यू क्वेश्चंस टुडे टू द तेलंगाना साइबर सिक्योरिटी ब्यूरो अबाउट दिस. विथ मी टुडे इज शिखा गोयल मैम. हाय मैम.
हाय
मैम. यू नो आई एम जस्ट थिंकिंग कि जहाँ पर भी मैं जाऊँ एवरीवेयर संयम बरतना बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है.
संयम से ही एक्चुअली आपका प्रिकॉशन होता है ना. कॉशन तभी से आता है अगर संयम बरत रहे हैं. जल्दबाजी में तो कोई भी जैसे जल्दबाजी में गाड़ी चलाई तो एक्सीडेंट होना है, तो वो लाइफ के हर स्फीयर में यूज़ होते चलती है वो चीज़.
Absolutely. In fact, when I look at cyber crimes, ma'am, I realize कि बहुत ज़्यादा तो fear based है या guilt tripping है. यहाँ पे ना matrimonial fraud बाकायदा there's an emotional connection being forged. There is a trust equation involved. Ma'am, what is the situation like when you look at matrimonial frauds?
So matrimonial frauds actually work on your emotions. So it's a complete emotional manipulation. It is something like, somebody you getting in touch with, and you are developing such a connection with that person emotionally. Because actually, why are you going on a matrimonial site? You're looking for a life partner. And therefore, the base itself is emotions.
Yes.
And when that is the base, that is the reason that emotionally you are getting exploited. And so the criminal is trying to exploit you emotionally. Yeah. So the main area is that only.
Ma'am, and the MO is it's a long drawn out situation. ये काफी time तक trust build होता है, or I'm just trying to understand from the criminal's perspective how it appears.
See, this is not a very quick fix. It's not like, for example, the digital arrest or the investment. Although digital arrest भी हमने देखे हैं जो हफ्ते और महीनों तक चलते रहे, जैसे हमारे पिछले केस में था. But वहाँ पे जो चलता है लंबा, वो इसीलिए है to extract the maximum money. So that is why it gets spread out. Here the money, when it comes, then it becomes a very short. Once the demand for money starts, then it doesn't last for very long. But to make the victim reach till then, so इतना emotional connection बना दिया जाता है उससे पहले, and उसमें the criminal invests quite a bit of time and energy to build that trust in a way कि आप पूरे अपने एक इमोशनल ट्रैप में आपको वो डाल देता है
जी.
कि even we've seen that even after victims realizing that the person may be a fraud, somehow वो इतना make believe world में उनको रहने लगते हैं कि they still don't want to get out. Even while knowing subconsciously, they still try to continue thinking कि नहीं ये तो ठीक हो जाएगा, या ये इसको हम बदल देंगे. और रहता है ना कि भाई we can change the person.
I will change a person.
Yeah. That kind of a thing. So this is complete manipulation.
Ma'am, in situations such as these, I have always wanted to know, there must be some checks and marks that we can be a little bit vigilant.
So for example, if you're on a matrimonial site, if a person, मतलब बहुत quickly और बहुत ज़्यादा फ्रेंडली बहुत जल्दी हो जाता है, because this in a normal situation anybody would take time to warm up to a relationship, as we call. But in this, the accused will try to, get you into that emotional thing very quickly. So you will have very quickly, you'll have large number of messages flowing in, abnormally large for somebody you've
First
just
time.
known of very few days or to respond. They also become very nice and romantic and very personal. There would also be a request to move out of the site very quickly and go into a one-to-one kind of an engagement online,
Like a WhatsApp or something.
whatever. And there would also, so that you have a personal kind of thing, there would also be that a hesitation to meet in the physical world. So normally when you start warming up in these kind of sites, you would first go and meet a person. After initially seeing, you would first normally you would like to meet the person, and then find out whether you actually click with each other or compatible with each other or
Ji.
whatever. But in this situation, the person would like to continue online only talking to you and would resist actually meeting in person and giving a lot of excuses for that. So I think this is a very big red flag in this situation.
मैम आई समटाइम्स हम लोग पूछते हैं ना आजकल क्या फैशन में है. अब ये जो डिजिटल वर्ल्ड में हम हैं मैम, because of this whole digital world, is that the reason why matrimonial frauds are on the rise, would you say?
Definitely. So, the criminal prowls on whatever area where we are living or working or whatever. So, if whatever you are doing on digital, so they will also come more on that area. Now, we are forced to go on to matrimonial sites these days, like people mostly now use them because that system of ghar ki chachi, nani, auntie trying to get a match for you is almost non-existent now in the modern world. Families have become nuclear. Not only nuclear, the children of marriageable age are actually even living far off and working from the parents itself. So finding a match is becoming difficult in those areas. So obviously you go on to these matrimonial sites to look for a life partner. And जहाँ पे आप करेंगे तो criminal तो वहीं आएगा. So obviously yes, definitely.
And आजकल actually मैम, speaking from the working generation, हमारे पास वक्त नहीं है. So this is a good source available is what we'd like to believe, ma'am.
True. I mean, not only time, it is also because of the situation. I mean, you're not living in a compact society in that terms where, you can find that. So obviously, so definitely.
As the family of somebody who could possibly be scammed or something like that, is there something that we could, like जैसे दोस्त हो गए या रिश्तेदार वगैरह, कुछ हम notice कर सकें immediately? शायद somebody who's going through the whole process may be too invested and not realize कि ये हो रहा है मेरे साथ. But as a family or a friend person, is there some way we can identify that this is a red flag?
Yeah, definitely. Because you will suddenly find that the individual is interacting with somebody online very frequently. And getting into a very emotional kind of a state without actually meeting somebody in the physical world. So that kind of a situation, which usually they would share, even with parents, that okay, at least they would know that this is the person they have met online, and they are meeting, or the friends or something. So without meeting in physical, if they are going very, very deep into a relationship, that is a red flag. And definitely if somebody ends up saying that without meeting somebody, they are actually started giving them money or helping them out, whether it is in distress, whether it is out of extortion or blackmail or whatever. Yeah, that definitely means that something is going wrong somewhere.
Ma'am, legally, what are the things that we can do if something like this happens to us?
Legally, you can always come and file a complaint. Again, 1930 cybercrime.gov.in or your local police station are the places where you have to come and complain. And action would be taken against these things. So
1930 and cybercrime.gov.in.
Yeah.
मैम, then my understanding is कि फिर matrimonial sites का भी तो कुछ कर्तव्य बनता है to have checks and marks in place to make sure that things like this are not happening. Are there checks in place? And if not, would you have any suggestions?
See, some of the sites have some checks and balances, but yes, there is lot of things which can be done. Others, as far as the people who are looking for matches, one should make sure that you are on a site which is at least a reputed and a known site, and you're not on a scam site or sites which are dubious kind of a thing. Second, whenever you are getting a profile on which you are trying to show interest, see whether that is a verified profile or not. You know, some of the sites do have a process of verification. For example, a KYC and identity verification. Some don't have. Some have it optional. So maybe if you start insisting on going only looking at profiles which are authenticated or verified, maybe it also will encourage the matrimonial sites to ensure, you know, after all, it's a demand and supply industry.
Correct.
So if we say that, okay, we'll only look at profiles which are verified, then I'm sure they'll also encourage people to put on sites, you know, profiles which are verified.
Correct.
Some other things which some of them are doing, but which can be done everywhere, is one, if you can, you know, insist that you take a live selfie and it is compared to the profile picture. So which will ensure that, no, not like in this case, there where it's actually a man portraying as a girl and scamming. So at least that much would be ensured.
जी.
Second, definitely the KYC, the identity should be insisted on.
Yeah.
Whether it is a Aadhaar or PAN card or something, that should be insisted on. And clearly also put on the site that this is a verified, at least there is an identity which is there. Also, they can build in a lot of algorithms. For example, you know, we've seen that the pattern of the criminal would be that he would immediately send interest to a large number of profiles. Normally, for any individual who is a serious candidate, would do what? You know, you will only probably look at a couple of profiles, send message only to 1 or 2 in a day, because that's not the only thing you're doing in the world. You're also working or something. But here you would see that in a very short period, or to hundreds of people, this person has sent. So if there is an algorithm to, you know, which can automatically detect and flag that this might be fake. Similarly, the profiles which police ask for, and the ones which come to our notice, and when we ask for details, so that profiles, those phone numbers, those persons, if that can be blacklisted. So it should not happen that after some time the person is again creating a profile in a different name on the same site.
Right.
That also prevents. Similarly, I mean, they have to do a pattern analysis and see what the algorithms can be to give some automatic AI models can be used to give those automatic alerts. Some due diligence from their side would definitely be required.
Ma'am, I need to understand from you the emotional and psychological ramifications involved as far as the victim is concerned. कि ये मेरे साथ हो गया, तो मैं बस उनके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है, I would like to understand that.
These become very personal experiences.
जी.
Bad experiences. So as I said, they are so emotionally invested into it that many times you know, they live in this make-believe world and they are not able to come out of it.
जी.
So even if they realize that they are getting frauded, they continue it only in the hope. You know, you've not met somebody ever, and that person has started asking you money कि आज मैं बीमार हूँ, कल mother बीमार है, या परसों college का है, and you're giving money.
Yeah.
And why? So, you know, because you're so, you know, you somehow
Emotionally
that you know, that जो एक समझदारी रहनी चाहिए इंसान में, वो जैसे कहते हैं, जैसे love is blind type वाला जो concept है, you just lose that. And you know, there is so much of pressure of finding a life partner and also a perfect life partner. We forget that perfection doesn't exist. Now, if somebody is sending you messages and behaving which is like more than perfect kind of a thing, then थोड़ा सा रेड फ्लैग हो जाना चाहिए. दुनिया में परफेक्शन इतना नहीं है, हम भी परफेक्ट नहीं है, तो कहीं कोई बहुत परफेक्ट मिल जाएगा. एंड जो इमोशनली आप इतने अटैच हो जाते हैं किसी से बिना कभी उसकी शक्ल भी देखे,
जी.
उस ट्रैप में नहीं पड़ना है.
जी.
You know, if you at a very quick early stage, when if you like a profile, then you should insist on a physical meeting. And even in a physical meeting, you should always do at least a basic background check. So that you know कि जिससे आप मिल भी रहे हैं वो भी ठीक इंसान है या नहीं, whether it's a girl or a boy.
Yeah.
It's very essential. So उस इमोशनल ट्रैप में नहीं पड़ जाना है.
जी.
दैट इज द मेन थिंग.
मैम, दिस जो हमने अभी केस देखा, दैट ऑफ कोर्स इज अ मैट्रिमोनियल रिलेटेड फ्रॉड, बट देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ स्कैम्स ऑन द डेटिंग ऐप सिचुएशन एज वेल. इज द modus operandi very different from matrimonial, or is there any points of similarity there?
They're very similar in terms of that both work on emotion and need, right? So whether it is finding a life partner immediately in a matrimonial or going on a dating site to move towards that direction, they both work on the same emotion and requirement.
Yeah.
So therefore, in that terms, it is very similar. And the mechanism used by the fraudster is also very similar. Creating fake profiles, make believe that fairy tale kind of a situation, whether you found the princess or whether you found the man of your dreams kind of a thing. So those make believe kind of a thing happen in both these. So it's very quite similar. And then the harassment or that extortions are also of a very similar nature.
Right.
So they are more or less in the same genre.
What like in all the cases that you have seen, a lot of times they are men who are falling more victim, are more susceptible, or women who are more susceptible to such crimes?
I would say both are susceptible. Girls tend to get scammed a little more because maybe by the fact that they may be lesser ones who make fake profiles and all. Generally, although there isn't, we've had cases where girls have the ones who have actually scammed individuals, so it is not that it is rare, but or maybe also the reason that we get more cases reported by them. For many boys or men, if they get scammed in emotional relationships, they would not come and report. A girl would still come and report. For men and boys, it becomes more of an ego kind of an issue, that how can I even say that somebody scammed me? How could I be a fool in that? So I have a feeling that even if they're getting scammed, the reporting for men is much lesser.
Ma'am, again, immediately reporting is the way to go. The minute you have come to the realization, like in any cyber crime, golden hour reporting is the way to go, right? Now my question is, ma'am, suppose I'm a vigilant person who's met somebody, I like this person, I think that it seems in order, but is there a hygiene check that I can do to see कि ये सही है कि नहीं?
Definitely, because see, पहले तो you have to see whether जो profile है, it is too good to be true. No, you'll have a profile which is absolutely perfect. वो थोड़ा सा, you should have that. Secondly, yes, you should definitely have a mechanism to do a little ground verification, because actually in every profile they are supposed to give you a phone number or certain contacts or something is there. So you can do a basic check. Then also obviously insisting on meeting of a person rather than shifting onto a one-to-one conversation for a very long period of time. That should not happen. Usually in these sites it does happen that a person they would like say that we'll contact one-to-one, but that one-to-one contact should be a very short duration contact, after which you should insist on meeting physically and then do a background check of whatever. So if it's a genuine person, they wouldn't at any time resist. They would actually encourage, and they would want the same from you also. I mean, it's a two-way.
Yes.
If anybody asks you for a background check, one should not feel. Sometimes people feel that the other one may feel delicate, that you don't trust me, you're asking for a background check. I think one should encourage that. Okay, you tell me I'll do a background, and you do a background check on me. You should encourage that kind of a mutual kind of a thing.
Absolutely.
So that there is a trust building also, that I'm open, you can go and ask about me, or this is my office, or this is there, you can go and ask, and similarly you do yours. So genuine persons wouldn't resist these kind of things. So these are the things one needs to do.
And in fact, I think even my family should be also, अब जा ही रहे हैं matrimonial route, तो मतलब वैसे ही you will be involving the families, and I think that also is a good idea to keep the family in the loop, no ma'am?
Definitely, because at times if you do not have time for actually doing these background checks, वो outsourcing it to mummy जीज and auntie जीज is very very good idea.
आई वॉज जस्ट गोना से मम्मियाँ बड़ी जासूस होती हैं, वैसे ही पता कर लेंगी कहाँ पे क्या करवाना है. बट या एक्चुअली बिकॉज पुराने ज़माने में कोई बाकायदा रिश्ता आता था, उनकी जांच पड़ताल होती थी, घर के बड़े बुजुर्ग जाके देखते थे कि खानदान कैसा है एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. आई सपोज as we advance in the world digitally, there should be a similar equivalent happening online also.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's see, there isn't any harm in checking.
Yeah.
And you should be open to yours. One should not say कि भाई I will do checking, आप मेरा checking ना करो. आपको पहले ये बोलना चाहिए कि आप पहले मेरा check कर लो.
जी.
You should be the one who says that you please check mine वो. So and then I'll check yours.
That makes a lot of sense. In fact, ma'am, I think the crux of this whole conversation, as far as I'm concerned, is that physical meeting is essential. That will kind of really go a long way in safeguarding you, right?
And I would always suggest that the first physical meeting should not be alone.
That's a great
because you really are not sure whom you're finally meeting. So please make sure that the first physical meeting is not alone. एक chaperone जरूर लेके जाए. Whether it is a boy or whether it is a girl. I mean, it's not that this is only for girls.
Yeah.
Whether it is a boy, because you really don't know.
Yes.
So please so meet in a public place, not in behind closed doors.
Yes.
Please meet in public place. As far as possible, to have somebody with you, whether it is a friend, whether it is a family, during the first meeting.
Ma'am, there is a risk of boys also getting kidnapped?
Of course. I mean, there's a very famous case in which a boy was not only kidnapped, was actually killed by somebody who had actually posed to be on a dating site, and by a girl and her gang. Not that it was only men. It was actually a girl and a gang who had, it's a very famous case which happened in some part of the country.
This is a very important message, I think, for all, because a lot of times men have this whole notion that, okay, women are doing their due diligence, ठीक है, हम लड़के हैं, हमको तो क्या ही हो सकता है. So, no, boys also need to be a little more vigilant and meet in a public place. मेरे को मैम वो याद आ रहा है, वो घर का छोटा लड़का हमेशा दीदी के संग चला जा रहा है, जहाँ पर भी जा रहा है. But that's actually, now I'm laughing about it, but even in the virtual world, it's a very important thing to have. That
definitely. हम लोग ये भूल जाते हैं कि precaution या caution लेना कोई कमजोरी की निशानी नहीं है. It is actually being intelligent.
Yes.
So intelligent आदमी जो होगा वो हमेशा precaution लेगा, caution बरतेगा. So you have to be intelligent.
Yes. And emotions are involved, but keep your ego in check कि हमारे साथ तो नहीं हो सकता. Because ma'am, a lot of people have this whole notion कि ये सारी चीजें हमारे साथ तो नहीं हो सकती.
वो तो generally crime का ही है. मतलब everybody around feels that crime happens to somebody else and not to us.
Yes.
That's the general feeling all of us have. But that is one of the biggest myth.
Yes.
Because crime can happen to anyone.
At any time.
At any time, anywhere.
Shikha ma'am, just before we wrap up this whole conversation, is there any specific message related to matrimonial frauds that you would like to share with our viewers and our listeners?
See, what I would say is that if you're going on a site, please be sure about the authenticity of the site which you're going in. At times, even the URL, please check it, because it would be a very similar fake site created of a very famous site. So please do that. So that is one important thing. Secondly, beware of very perfect matches. Beware of people who want to continue chatting with you online and asking you to shift on one-to-one chats, but still online. And God forbid, if anybody ever asks you money for anything, please don't pay. That means that you are definitely into a trap. And unless and until you have met, you are sure of the background of a person, please don't share anything with that person which can embarrass you later. That is very essential.
That's actually a great tip. Don't share anything that will embarrass you later. Shikha ma'am, thank you so very much. I'm sure this is food for thought for a lot of people. And I hope that people focus on their happily ever after.
So for happily ever after, being cautiously ever before is essential.
Excellent. And on that note, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thanks a lot.